Hey everybody, Actuarial Gamer here. Today we have a review of Hearthstone. Back in 2014, Hearthstone was nominated for Game of the Year, and that is kind of the reason why I am here today reviewing it. As part of a thing I want to do on this channel is I want to go through all the different Game of the Year nominations and just kind of give my honest opinion on what I thought should have won Game of the Year by playing all 5 to 6 nominees and rating them on different categories and ultimately just picking my Game of the Year for that year. And so we're starting with 2014 when the Game of the Year awards became a thing, and so here we are with Hearthstone. So I have kind of gotten into some of the intro, and I'm going to go ahead and play through a couple games and kind of advance along the apprentice track, but ultimately I didn't really take time to record a let's play for this just because I didn't feel like it brought a lot of content to the channel. I felt playing through it for a little bit and kind of getting a good feel for what my honest review should be was kind of the best approach here. And so I'm gonna go ahead and jump into a game. I believe let's go with Death Knight to start. I think I liked this one the last time I played. But one of the things I want to kind of touch on first is overall the mechanics of this game are very smooth and the game feels well developed. As you'll see as we jump into this, the click and drag method really does very well for this game. Obviously it's a card game. If you've ever played Magic the Gathering Arena, this kind of came before it, and I really like that aspect of it is that you can really see the inspiration that this gave that game. So as you see, I kind of
can only be
get one more extra card because I'm going second. I can replace a card here, which I'm going to do because 5 is a little bit high for one of the starting rounds, and I get another one. I'll also get this coin, and I'll be able to play it. So then I draw. I'm not going to play the coin yet because I do have something I can play on turn 1, which I believe I will play the body. But another thing I want to kind of call out is the difficulty balance. The skill-based matchmaking system works pretty well in this game, I will say. I feel like if I'm going through times where it is too easy, then I will hit a harder opponent that makes it a lot better. And then same thing with if it is too hard. So here we have, I'm gonna play this 2 mana card. Their next turn, it's going to cost them more to
so fresh.
Play something, and I'm just going to attack there and end my turn. And finally, we can kind of talk a little bit about for replayability. There's a bunch of achievements and things that you can get, and other aspects of the game that really bring an incentive to come back and play the game even more. And before I continue on, I'm going to go ahead and play these 2. And I'll go ahead and end my turn. But this ultimately wasn't the strongest section for me. I'm not really too big on repetitive games, so I just felt like this one may have been a bit too repetitive for me. I think I would come back and play it again, but ultimately, I'm not the biggest fan of the constant the constant repetition within the game. So that's like a little bit about gameplay. So we can kind of go into the visuals and design here. The graphics quality, pretty surprised, honestly, for a card game. I feel like the art style is a little different than what I would be used to in a typical game. But I do really like the different art style and the graphics that come along with it for a card game. Obviously, I'm not going to be too big on a lot of this stuff, but
and serve your king.
But I am, like, obviously I'm not going to be huge on the graphics here because it is a card game. It's not going to be perfect, so I'm not going to score it the highest, but I am very impressed with the overall graphics quality and the art style. The art style kind of made it feel like this cartoonish tavern minigame in some sort of video game. And obviously this is a spin-off of World of Warcraft, I believe. So I do really like that aspect as well. Let's see here. Then we can...
Taunts me.
We need to destroy it. There we go. We can... and then finally, the last thing for visuals and design that I like to kind of put in my games is world building. There's not really much to say on this front. It doesn't feel like a world. It feels like I'm playing a tabletop game when I play it. So ultimately, like, I just like this game, but
me have that for you.
It's not going to be my favorite world building, obviously. And so, like, that's going to help the overall visual and design. Next is kind of the audio. As you see on I really like the sound effects in this game. You have, like, different attacking sounds. You have different sounds just in general, and they really overall make me feel like I am just like playing more than a tabletop game. Like, obviously I touched on the art style kind of making it feel like a tavern minigame. The sound effects here make it feel like more than just going to like a local game store to play Magic the Gathering or something like that. And I really like that part of it. And the music slash soundtrack of this, I'm not a huge fan of either. That's just kind of because, like, it's a constant loop. Like, the music is on constant loop. It doesn't make me feel like anything special. I kind of wish they would switch it up a little bit. As you can see, sometimes there's no music even playing here in the main menu. You come out into the like Hearthstone menu. So you come in here and the music stops, which I'm not a huge fan of. Then you come into the menu itself and it like is just on a constant loop of cavern music, kind of adding to that cavern minigame feel, which is both a good and bad thing. I just kind of wish there was a little bit more variation within the soundtrack in this game. And then finally, voice acting. I didn't capture it, but the tutorial had pretty good voice acting within the game. When you start the tutorial, you kind of go through like this process, and there's like a mini story that is probably about like 30 minutes where you're trying to keep someone from taking over the world, and I felt like the voice acting was very good there. Another thing too is every time you enter a game, there will be like an overall like back and forth between the two characters, which like kind of adds to the voice acting a little bit as well. Like if I come and kind of jump into another game, I'm not going to be the best today as I'm talking like through the games. I'm not really trying to think. I'm trying to think about the review I'm giving. So I'm sorry if the gameplay isn't the best in this video, but I just want to kind of cover everything that I thought of when thinking of my review. But as we go to hop into a game, I will kind of show you what I mean when I say there is like somewhat decent voice acting within the game.
The Lich King versus Valera.
Watch your back.
All will serve me in death.
See what I mean there? There's like decent voice acting for the game, and I really do enjoy it, and it adds to the fun of the game as well. So moving forward, I like to kind of touch on story and narrative, and this really didn't play a big part because obviously there's not going to be a narrative. But there are some things I would still like to talk about. There was a small plot within the tutorial that I liked. I enjoyed it, and I kind of wish it was a little bit more spread out and more comprehensive. But you know, I was happy that they did at least put some type of story in for the tutorial. Just lost a character. I don't know how that happened. I guess I have to end my turn. But then like the characters themselves, I kind of already talked on this with voice acting. They feel like somewhat real when you're playing like with one of them and against one of them when they enter. Like it feels like the characters are playing each other and I'm like guiding the character rather than
One more
the
death can't hurt.
character being separate from, rather than like me being the character, I should say. So I really do enjoy that aspect. So,
Me have that for you.
and then finally the dialogue, again touching on that voice acting and the dialogue between the two. I like the little quips that go back and forth. And not the like not the best thing ever, but as far as like story and narrative goes, but I didn't really consider it that much. Overall I gave this like a 60-point score, which I feel like is pretty fair, but I think I only considered that for about 5% of the weight. So I did kind of consider the fact that it would be
So fresh.
Job's done.
that it wouldn't be that big of a deal.
They'll never know what hit 'em.
Moving into Immersion Atmosphere, world cohesion is one thing I also like to consider when thinking about game reviews.
And serve your king.
So
So fresh.
but one thing I do like is that the elements kind of blend together, but they're not perfect. I never truly felt like this was a cohesive world, unfortunately. So there was that, but okay. And then let me play. Let me get some. And then emotional impact is another thing. Very little from this game. It is exciting when you win. Not like super exciting when you lose, but other than that, not much emotion within the video game itself.
Ready for action!
And then innovation is the last part under the Immersion Atmosphere. It felt very innovative. I feel like this game kind of paved the way for other card games that are online, such as Magic the Gathering Arena or like other games that you would play that are part of this larger like game space. That kind of double as like a good PC game, but also a good mobile game. So I do really like that aspect. And I can play
Me have that for you.
Job's done.
I felt like it was pretty innovative, and it's hard to believe that this game came out in 2014. With the overall polish that it has, it feels so good to play, and it kind of feels like it has that groundwork for the online multiplayer card games that it kind of set, or at least innovated the ones that were before it.
Muzzle their magic!
I have too many minions.
I think probably win this game. Just finish attacking. So I really do love the animation aspect of it. Next would be the technical performance, and this kind of goes into stability, optimization, and accessibility. For stability, I haven't had a single crash or bugs or glitches or anything when playing this game, so overall fantastic, but I would hope for that as of a 10 plus year old game. I hope they kind of work through all that and it isn't all buggy and everything works smoothly. For optimization, you can't get good optimization like you could in 2014, like back in the day. With the introduction of Unreal Engine 5 and other like hard engines to run on certain GPUs, you just don't get the playability and everything you have here. My only issue is that you're kind of capped at 60 frames per second, which is fine for a game like this, but like I still kind of wish the option was there. Some people like to run those quote unquote unnecessary frames that you would get just to feel that smoother gameplay. So I kind of wish there was that option within there. And then finally, there is accessibility. This has built-in subtitles with the chat boxes, and then there's not really much to go on for. There's not really much to go on for like anything else. There's not much talking or anything. And then I will touch again on the skill-based matchmaking as well. Adds accessibility to the game. If you're not very good, you're going to get opponents that are more on your skill level, and then if you are pretty good, you're going to get that challenge by playing these people who are actually pretty good. I think I want to hop into one more game and just kind of discuss the last little bits, which would be one, community and longevity, which starts with the multiplayer and co-op perspective of any game. It is multiplayer only. There's not really like a single player. As you can see, I am matchmaking and things, but it is a very well-maintained server. Even 10 plus years from release, as you can see, I'm not having any issues finding games.
King.
I can just go and search for a game, and I just started. I'm playing on
I
the
must
apprentice level.
protect
People
the wild.
are also playing against me,
Will
are
serve
on the
me
apprentice level, so they just started playing the game. So not only is it just people who have played this game for forever, it's people who are new to this game as well that are picking it up and playing, which is fantastic for a 10 plus year game.
for the skies!
Community support. There seems to be a pretty clear fan base here. I did look up, like, on Reddit to see if there was any community or anything. It seemed like there was a pretty up-to-date community when I was playing this game. So I love to see that. I love to see a game that has affected so many people that they still play it again 10 years later. And it's just always amazing to see a game that has really just kind of grown in a community. And finally, for the community and launch activities, the updates or DLC. There are continuous updates with this and even DLCs up till now. It's honestly like quite amazing to see. I absolutely love it. And like the developers, even though it is Blizzard Entertainment, they are a AAA developer. They are like huge. They have done a good job keeping up with a game that
The citadel
has seen
stands strong!
so many. What's this? Yeah, we'll do this and then
Do you like to play with fire? More souls!
This game's still alive, and that's just amazing to see where you see like Ubisoft shutting down different game servers and everything, and it's just how crazy is that I can't play those games anymore if I bought them. I bought them with real money, and then they decide that I can't play them anymore. And it just feels like, as the consumer, you don't own those video games, and that is just a separate and
Job's done.
it's just really nice to see something like this continue, where
The gates
there
are
are
open.
online servers that are supported. They are still making updates. I love to see it. And then finally, I just want to talk a little bit about overall value.
You look tasty!
That.
Job's done.
But for overall value, this game almost checks all boxes. The only thing that it does not check is the microtransactions portion of it, where it's kind of, you can pay
Bite-sized!
pay to win, is the easiest way to say that. It is free to play, so you can just kind of download it on your PC and jump in. And as I said, the optimization's pretty well, so you don't need the latest and greatest to actually play this game as well. But microtransactions are optional. However, please note that, like, in games, you will be playing people
One
who
shot.
do pay a ton of money into this game, probably way too much, and are probably like have very good quality and everything because they play I just want to make sure that you are aware of that.
For the Alliance! That one needs more time.
For content depth, content is repetitive, as I said before. So that kind of takes a little bit away from the value, and that's why it's not going to get a perfect score from me. But there are different achievements that you can gain and you can work towards. So it does kind of keep stuff that brings incentive into bringing you back into the game, making it more enjoyable to play for longer periods. So I just want to make sure that that kind of gets highlighted as well. So, so the and honestly, like the repetition could be a good thing or a bad thing for people. It's not always going to be the it's not always going to be like perfect for everyone, and everybody's going to have different experiences on different things. So take it as you want, but that is like for me a negative is the repetition. Like I don't play a lot of these games for very, very long because I just kind of get bored. But with the achievements and everything, I feel myself coming back every now and then when I want to play like a laid back game. And then the final thing I'll talk about is whether this game is and the answer to that is overwhelmingly yes. I have loved
me your bones!
playing this game for as long as I've played it. And
fresh!
I have had fun playing this game. I think it's very, very well developed, and I say that if you want something that's chilled and laid back and you're kind of into that repetitive nature of video
They'll
games,
never know what
like playing multiplayer games, give this one a shot. Just go ahead and go out there and download it for free. It's not like you're losing any money by giving it a try, so I say try it for yourself.
King.
Me your bones! So fresh!
By the Ebon Blade!
I almost like it's just unbelievably fun, and I can't stress that enough. So do I have anything that can give like but like it's fun to win on this game, and it's very fun to go and like it's not like the end of the world, and you're playing multiplayer with different people all over the place, and I just think it is overall a good thing to get into, and I definitely believe you should try it. So that's everything I have today. You can see the scores I gave everything up on the screen now. So take some time, pause, and look at them. I would love to hear if you agree, disagree, kind of where your head is at in different categories for this game. And then also I'll put the weights next to the category as well to kind of show you that I'm not putting a ton of weight on stuff that I feel like takes away from that. I'm putting a lot of weight on stuff that I feel like makes a multiplayer game fun, and not like putting stuff like narrative or audio or visual design, like giving too much weight to that stuff as well. But anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And I would love to see you guys again on the next video when I start a Let's Play for Dragon Age Inquisition, moving on with the Game of the Year 2014 stuff. So, thank you guys.